Reba here. Welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. So I'm out here. I got a lot of cleaning done out in the yard this week. I got a lot of things picked up, and then I move things around and everything's a mess again. But I am mowing the little sections around where I am gardening over here, and so I've got a couple sections mowed, and then I've got to move the plants so that I can mow the areas around where they were before, because I really don't feel like using the weed eater very much. So I am doing that and just doing like a really quick run by. But okay, I ran into a problem. So I'm holding the bases here to my container pots, and my container pots were building up a lot of water buildup in them when I have the bottoms on, and so my plants were getting a bit waterlogged. So I'm gonna have to put these back on, because let me show you. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of roots down here next to my apricot tree, and the apricot trees and all of the trees look like they have rooted down into the ground through the bottoms of the openings of the pots after I took the saucers off. So I'm gonna have to put the saucers back on so that they're not like putting down the roots all the way into the ground, because that's where it was, and I hadn't really moved it in like 2 months, and in 2 months it's just like completely just rooted into the ground. My blueberries not so much. Let's see if any of the other ones have. Let's see. Nope. But the trees, you guys, those are the ones. Okay, let's try this one. Nope, not so much. The apricot and the cherry tree had done that. Let's see, that this one might have. This is apple. Not yet. Oh, thank goodness. So I'm having to trim the roots off the bottom. Oh, this one is. This is my nectarine tree. As you can see, it's growing. See the roots? Not so much though. That one's not too bad. These ones are in here just recently, so those ones, the elderberries aren't going to be rooted. This peach might be. Let's see. I think the ants moved their den right here, because I mowed through here and all of a sudden this giant dirt spot popped up. Let's see. Oh, this one. Not so bad. So it looks like really the only two that really put down real roots so far is the apricot and the cherry, which I've already, sorry about moving so fast, you guys. The cherry one over here had one root. This one I'm actually having to trim. This is my gold cot. So I'm having to trim the roots off the bottom so that I can put the saucer back on. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the saucers back on all of my container pots, because I can't have this happening. So where they're rooting into the ground and they're putting down like really good roots into the ground, like really good roots. This one was really hard for me to move. So I'm gonna do that. And let's okay, you guys. Oh, I have to show you. So this is the apricot tree. I believe it's an apricot. It could possibly be a plum as well, but the shape of the leaves are a heart, which is pretty much an indicator of a apricot. However, the leaves on this apricot are way different than the leaves on this apricot, and their textures are a little bit different too. But just like apple trees and all, other fruit trees, some of them tend to have, different shaped leaves. I've even noticed that with my blueberries. My blueberries all have like a different shape, but primarily they'll keep like the heart shape, for the most part. And this one is pretty heart shaped. So hopefully you guys, it hasn't been too blurry, because I'm not wearing my glasses on top of my head, and I forget sometimes to tap the screen. So I apologize if it's been blurry. So anyways, let's move this one. And before we move it, you guys, check out how much this tree has grown. Okay, if you guys remember, I murderized my one apricot tree back to nothing. This one I almost completely took out completely as well. that I had grown from seed. And this one had the little node, the one little node that I was eyeballing from the very beginning. I cut off all the rest because they wilted and were like dying. This is the only one that took off. The main little, it started with just a little tiny node on the tree this year, and it's grown over a yard. It is incredible. And it has become almost as thick as the trunk. And it's growing up over, that's where the other little branch was right here. It had a little bit of goo there. It's growing up over where the branch was here. And so the bark is separating right here, and it's growing up over it. And it's just incredible. So I'll be definitely pulling this up under the edge of the house over here when winter comes, and making sure that it is protected from the elements, like snow, like breaking limbs and that sort of thing. You might have like tip die off, which is pretty normal on the younger trees. But let's see if it's rooted down into the ground. Not so much. There is roots down there though. So it looks like they're just small ones. So safe to put this one into something. Now this one has my artichokes in it. Nothing so far, which is good. I've got artichokes. I did pick up a violet one, which is this one here. A violet purple artichoke, violetto. And then I've got green globes in here with it. And I'm gonna pull out these old leaves. And then my other artichoke was almost dying out front. The cats from the neighborhood keep peeing in my flower bed. So I moved it back into here, and the top middle section died off. But it threw up like 3 or 4 pups off the side. I guess they're called pups, but they're new little artichoke plants. So I've got those. And then in the very center of the pot now, I have some horseradish. So very exciting. So anyways, you guys, I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing today. I'm moving the pot so that I can mow, and I think I'm going to put them right along here, and just kind of create like a little barrier right along here. And so yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Move things back so it opens things up, and so if the snake scares me, I have plenty of room to jump. Because just the movement of the little snakes in the garden like freak me out. And not that I'm scared of them, they just they startle me when I'm not expecting them. And like I see but they're always running from you, away from me, you guys. So whenever they see me, they like take off and just like hightail it, to another section of the garden. So I want to move it back a little bit so I can make it a little bit easier to like mow in this section right here. So this whole section will be opened up, and then I'll just have my fig trees around my little wire section here. And my lawn chair, or my camping chairs, are starting to fall apart. So I pulled out my wire chairs right here so that I set up a little area to have coffee and stuff if I want. And then yeah, so everything's looking pretty good. So I just got to do this. So mow this grass down. But I figured by moving these, it'll make it a little bit easier and open it up. So I was trying to decide where I wanted to put them. So I might curve them around, and then like curve the apricot trees in the corner here, and curve them around all the way over to the apple tree. And most of the trees will be able to stay out in the yard for the winter, and I will move probably, well, I don't know, maybe I'll leave it out. It might do good. I just have to come out if we get snow and make sure I shake them off. And but yeah, I just don't want anything to happen to it any more than I've already done to this poor tree. And I basically killed the other one, but I left the stump in the ground just in case it decided to like spring back to life like a new shoot from underneath the ground. sometimes that happens, but that generally happens with a more established tree. But I will definitely be keeping an eye on this fruit tree. I just think it's just absolutely gorgeous. And my pumpkins are doing okay. We had a major thunderstorm come through last night, and I'm noticing not a lot of damage to anything. Even my figs are okay. Generally speaking, I probably won't get a fig. The figs probably won't ripen. I was thinking about maybe using a light and ripening them up indoors. Oh wow, look you guys, I've got a blossom getting ready to open on my lilies. Are one of my favorite flowers. In fact, I have 3 lilies tattooed on my body. Don't condone tattooing, boys and girls. I wish I didn't get most of them already. I waited till I was in my 30s, got my tattoos, and now I wish over half of them are gone, except for the lilies. I love the lilies. And so maybe one day I'll finish getting my tattoos completely finished. I've got a lot of plants on my body. Interesting. But anyways, I wanted to share with you guys. I went to the farmer's market the other day and I picked up a Violet de Bordeaux. And it's this one right here. And it does have some fig sets on it. And it's got little purple centers, you guys. How cute is that? If you guys can see, let me see. Let me see if you could see. And so most likely it won't have time in our region to get to its fullness. And I'm so new to growing figs, and I'm trying to get like some of the top reviewed figs, because I really don't want to waste a whole lot of time with getting things that are just what we standardly get. Like my first fig I picked up was a Hardy Chicago. I think that's almost everybody's first fig that they get. Oh, focus. And so I decided, there's this guy called Ben. He's up in Seattle, close to my region. So, growing region, I guess I should say. And so I'm going off of some of his recommendations since he's growing. And, so yeah, the sun is coming. We've got clouds over top. It's supposed to be overcast all weekend, which is perfect for mowing my lawn. And so getting the yard all cleaned up, because I'm so fair skinned, I can't actually get out here and work during the day. But it's coming, I can just feel the heat radiating through the clouds. So it would have been a super nice, warm day. But the season this year has been so cold, just so not what I'm used to. This summer has been so cold, and not a lot of things have done well. So yeah, look, I moved my Russian olive right here the other day, and it got a beating last night from the storm, so it's all leaning over, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's a pretty resilient plant. Let's take a look in the greenhouse really quick, you guys. So I put up my LED grow light that I picked up at Home Depot. So hopefully now we can see better. And since it's under the house here, it works out. So just the one in here gives a little bit more light to the plants, which is nice. So I cut back my fennel. It's that fennel, bronze fennel. Yeah, so it's putting up some new growth. And it had gone to seed, and I've had this fennel for about 3 years now, and it just keeps coming back every year. I need to plant it in one of my bigger pots and let it do its thing. But fennel's really great. My jackfruit, I trimmed off one of the bad leaves, and so nobody purchased it this year, so we'll see. Maybe I'm supposed to keep it. I'll have to bring it indoors for the winter. My strawberries are looking good. Oh, this light's perfect, you guys, for in here. And then had a person interested in this one that I'm selling, and I put it in the milk glass to kind of make it look pretty. And had one person interested, but they asked if it was still available. I said yes, and that's how most of the my sales are on Marketplace. People ask if it's still available. I say yes, and they never respond again. and I'm not giving them, you know, meetup areas if they're not going to respond again after I say yes it is. So it is what it is. Oh, I'm loving this light already, you guys. We can see everything in here. I don't have to tap the screen. It's awesome. So yeah, all my strawberries are looking really, really good. And it is about 72 degrees in here. I'm guessing these go up by increments of 2 for the degrees. So yeah, I'm guessing possibly. So this is 70, 72, 76, 78, you know, and so forth. So about 72 degrees. I hadn't figured it out before. I was like, well, I'm gonna guess. All right. Dollar store thermometers, you guys. Hey, it's cheap, but it works. And I've got it held up on my little janky cutouts that I had created. I do need to get a new cover. It's about $30 or so. Oh, my head keeps touching the thing here. All right. So yeah, so everything's looking good, and I'm looking to see here. I have this little sprout that popped up right here, and I think it might be, since I've got all the little seeds from the Edelweiss here, it might be a little Edelweiss, possibly. Who knows, it could be a remnant seed from something else that was in the container. But everything is looking really good. I transplanted out the black goji berries, which they did not sprout. Some of them sprouted, but they died off. It's been a really weird growing year, so hopefully Baker Creek will have more seeds, and I can be able to buy some more seeds again and try again next year. Some of it, it's barely alive, you guys. So starting the seeds in the coconut core works relatively okay, but as soon as they sprout and they've grown a tiny bit, then they just stop growing. And so, especially the expandable dirt, if you haven't like transferred like mixed stuff in with it, your stuff's just not going to grow. That's my experience. So now I've got these little ones in here. I can't remember the name of them, but hopefully some of them will start growing because it's a different medium. So I got them transferred out, and so hopefully they'll start growing. So the temperature is going up in here. It's probably all my hot-winded talking. Oh, and I did bring in the Hardy Chicago fig into here yesterday because it's smaller. And then I brought in this other fig. This is the free one that I got from Rain Tree, and it has survived. And we've got leafing out here. I showed a video earlier this week, but oh my gosh, first leaf right there. And then another one here. No clue what it is. I'm just excited for it. So I'm loving it. And my head keeps hitting the little pull string for the light. But oh my goodness, you guys, so much fun. This is going to come indoors, so my houseplants will come in for the winter. Even if they don't sell, they'll be coming in. So I'm not going to hold on to things for people. You know what I mean? First come, first serve, people. All right. So that's pretty much it, you guys. What I wanted to share with you guys today. I've collected a lot of the blueberries, and Home Depot had all their lavender discounted. This was like a $25 planter with lavender in it, and I got it the other day for $8. I had $8 in my wallet, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it only because I can plant it in the ground here and leave it when I move, but I can enjoy it. Now, if I want, I just harvested all the lavender off of it and hung it to dry, because I can use it in making food items or whatever, tea in the winter time. So I'm excited for that. So I'll have my lemon verbena and my lavender, and I can enjoy it throughout the winter. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, let me get back to work, you guys, because I got to get this done, and then I need to do some work in the house too today. So anyways, you guys, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and click that bell button. Have a wonderful day, and God bless. Bye.